Are you organized or disorganized?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, this is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now. I am in my shop, which really comes down to a glorified storage room. But nonetheless, you could look at around me and say whether you think that I might be organized or disorganized. And I have some things on pegs and different things, and there's stuff here, there, and yonder, and I have all these different tools and different pieces of this, that, and the other, and you may say that guy is so disorganized. Well, it really depends on who you're comparing me to, and you have children that are wired a certain way, and some of them are wired more in an organization or systematized way of thinking and their habits, and some will be just totally random. And I had some of each. In fact, my most organized child shared a room with my most disorganized child, and they still love one another. So it can work out. So you can manage those relationships, but to some degree, your child comes wired a certain way. And yes, you can help train their habits of picking up their clothes or making their bed and different things. And you can help them with their habits. But the more disorganized a child is and their natural way of thinking, the more they need your help in training them habits of where do they set their toothbrush down and to do it over and over until whenever they finish with it, it goes in that same spot. And so you may have a very organized storage space, and looking at this would drive you totally nuts. You couldn't live with me because this is organized for me. Well, I would like it to be better. Actually, I would. It's not the way I live. And so your children kind of come to you already programmed, and you can help maximize their natural giftings and potential, but you're not going to change who they are. And so those that are more disorganized, you may have to help them make some choices in life that let them manage that. And those who are more organized, you will have to work on their attitude of kindness and grace toward others who are less organized. And so all of these are just normal life situations, whether you're organized or disorganized, whether you're chaotic or systematized. And so in our household, we kind of have some rules. Our children are no longer at home, so it's my wife and me and our temperaments and our the way that we are wired. And I tend to be a little bit more organized and systematized, although you can't tell it from this space. My wife is totally chaotic. She gets a tremendous amount of things done in her chaotic approach. So in a very practical situation in our household, when groceries come into the house, I put them away. Because otherwise, Jan's approach is she finds an empty space and it goes anywhere. Anywhere is an open game because she has a chaotic way. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. That's just the way she's wired. And so if we want to know where the ketchup is or where that one item that we rarely use, but she bought it this week, if we want to find it whenever it's time to make that recipe, I need to put it away. And so there are things like that in your household that you will need the most organized person to kind of create the system. And others can live within the system to a degree. And yet the most organized person does need to learn grace, kindness, consideration toward others. Does this sound like normal life? Well, it is. Whether you're organized or disorganized, you have to live with it. And everyone else in the family does too. This is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.
your children kind of come to you already programmed, and you can help maximize their natural giftings and potential, but you're not going to change who they are. And so those that are more disorganized, you may have to help them make some choices in life that let them manage that. And those who are more organized, you will have to work on their attitude of kindness and grace toward others who are less organized. And so all of these are just normal life situations, whether you're organized or disorganized, whether you're chaotic or systematized.